All right. Again, I think this will be a quick one. Um, Long name, but it's fine. Gathering resources respawn. So the idea behind this one is to have um, kind of like World of Warcraft and other online games. You will have some kind of node or gathering point, and yeah, there'll be some kind of node or gathering point, like a mine thing, like an ore vein, or a flower, or something like that. And if you pick it, then it will disappear for however long. Maybe it'll be seconds, maybe it'll be minutes or hours or just anything. And yeah, we'll be able to set some kind of timer for it to respawn. That's yeah, pretty simple idea. So let's see what we can throw together here. Let's see, snowgrass. So let's get the plugin going. No description for now. We don't need help for now. Make that equal gathering resources respawn or a new object. Let's just make data. I'm gonna hash out some functions that I think we probably need to get data. This will be a function. That's a bad name. Let's say get is get spawn data. Let's go for that. Set respawn. Let's link this with an item. So we'll say this is snowgrass, some kind of plant thing. Respawn timer, let's say it's 3 seconds, just because. Respawn timer. I'll need some plugin, so let's see. just ask AI to generate a plugin command. Okay, so let's pop that in here. Set respawn. Oh, yep, text. Set respawn. Set an item to yeah. What am I trying to do here? Or trigger item to begin a respawn countdown. Argument is going to be node ID. Number. Oh, you know what? Let's make it text. Let's just keep it text. Node ID, unique ID for this node. Um, um, Here's an idea. Do we limit this only to items? I guess so, but we should really allow all items to be in here. So, why not? Let's say item data class. Um, say argument. Right, so here we go. Data class of the item. It's going to be select. The option is going to be item, weapon, armor, and we'll default to item. Yeah. And then we'll have another one of these. And this will be the item ID. Okay, so let's go down a bit and we'll put in some more stuff. Gathering, resource, respawn. So this is set respawn. node ID. It's going to be nothing. Const item data class equals args item data class or item ID is going to be args item ID or 0. Alright, so we've told something to respawn, so we're just going to call gathering that set respawn, and we're going to pass in some values, node ID, and then it's going to be time. Seconds to respawn. So we're going to say mine's going blank. Whoa, it's getting late. Yeah, we need to get let item equal null. And we'll say if the item data class is equal to item items item ID. And then the armor so then we can grab a respawn seconds until respawn, and that's going to be item.meta.respawn respawn time, something like that. Respawn seconds until respawn. Let's call it that. Seconds until respawn. So let's say if item is not a thing, we will return early, and because there is some kind of error, if seconds until respawn is not a thing, then we'll return early. Otherwise, we can try and set the node ID and then the seconds until respawn. How do we get the time in the game? Let's see, is there a game party? playtime. Game system playtime plus seconds until respawn. Let's console log out playtime. Console log out the seconds until respawn and then add them together. And then we can say something like gathering resources respawn.data node ID is equal to this thing here. So once this time passes, let's see. Oh, I've not even added the plugin yet. So let's add the plugin. Snowgrass is item 2. So we'll say plugin command set respawn. We'll say Snowgrass 1 is an item and it is ID 2. Um, I'm just trying stuff out here. I don't know if this is the best way of doing it, but we can say while we're on the map, look through all the events and see if we can find something whose ID matches something that is waiting to be respawned. Because if we do find something that is waiting to respawn, then we can actually turn this back on. Maybe make it visible or something. Undelete it. Or we can actually, instead of making it visible, um, we can delete it upon loading the game. Maybe that's an idea. Okay, it's gone. We need to invoke this as a function. So when I picked that up, the current playtime was 2 seconds, and it's adding on these strings. It's not doing it's not adding as a number. So I'll need to do that to get the seconds and then go again. So it's a couple of seconds in. There. So we start at 4 seconds, we're adding 3, and it says when the game's at 7 seconds, it will try and respawn this. Um, uh, so what's the way of saying, yeah, maybe just get respawn data. Pass in a node ID, I think that's all we need. Um, there we go. Gathering node ID. Um, so we will say object.keys. So we'll say const respawning nodes equal this, and then if respawning nodes dot includes node ID, we will just return that. So if something is currently respawning, this will return true. If it's not respawning, it will return false. Delete respawn data node ID. I think it's just delete. We say delete data node ID. Let's have a look at the scene map. That's really the only one we really care about here. Is there an update? Scene map.prototype.update. Yes. We will see if this will be enough. If we just catch this, we will make our own alias. Scene map update equals. So it takes no parameters, so let's just ram it in there. And then we can try and check if something is on the scene. Uh, where do we set up the events? maybe game map is what we're looking for here. Oh, this holds the events. I see. So this probably doesn't have a update. Oh, it does. Update events. Let's copy this as well, just in case we need it. Let's check update events. Event.update. Is this game event? Ooh, there is such a thing as game event. Okay. Um, Arrays just says this. Let's see, for each of the events, it's this dot events maybe? This underscore events. Console log the event, please. Does this have access to don't know? If event is nothing, continue. Okay. Does game event have another way of accessing some kind of object? Lock, unlock, update, stop. Start. This is where we found arrays. Okay. All right, let's check out the character and character base then. It's gotta be character based, right? Character based probably has all this stuff about hiding. Hmm. So as always, the ones I think will be fairly quick end up being a bit more involved than I thought. Let's see, event dot erased. Was it erased? Ah. Okay, okay, we're getting somewhere. Ideally, doing set respawn will destroy the event for you. It would be nice if you didn't have to do any of this crap. Let's see, args. What can we tell what sent this um what yeah, what am I trying to say? What triggered this event? Let's see. Purely that, okay. So we don't know what sent it. Maybe when we we're creating the map, is there something here that says set up set up events? Okay, maybe. Yes, okay. So if we run this again, let's say 4, but we want the index, so I don't know if we can even do that. That doesn't look like it'll be... Probably catch this. Data events equals this, and then say data events, none. So it's this filter crap at the end that's breaking. So I can probably say this events I if data events I dot note dot match, and then I'll need a regular expression. If we get a match, we can set this node ID equal to match, maybe 1. Let's console log the match. Note of null. Okay, so this const low grr game map setup events. Now I don't know if this is going to be reliable in the long term, so I'll need to do some testing. So now we can just grab this event const is event respawning. Get respawn data. So get respawn data. So it's going to be event dot node ID. Maybe we should have the underscore in there. If event dot node ID is not a thing, we will continue. So the event should be hidden. Uh, so if the event should be hidden and erased as false, then we will hide it. If event is not respawning and the event erased equals true, then the event should be not be hidden. There we go. Event equals other way around, right? Event refresh. And yeah, when we're on the map scene, we will check if any of these need to be deleted. Check for respawns. Because it's done in seconds, I am going to only do it every second. So scene map. Where's the initialize? In here. Const low grr scene map initialize equals scene map dot type dot initialize. I'm going to add my own one here saying gathering resource respawn counter equals 0. And then yeah, we're just going to keep saying gathering respawn counter plus equals so I'm gonna grab the frames per second. So FPS is equal to this. I'm gonna just say no, that doesn't make sense. Plus equals tick. I'll just log that, and then I'll say if this gathering respawn counter is greater than or equal to 60, 1, I think. Oh yeah, 60 because that's the number of frames we're going for. Yeah, if it's greater, then we will minus 60 from it. And then we will do the check. So here's the check for respawns. Console.log checking for respawns. And I can say gathering data respawning node key.